That didn't go well, but let's make do what we got. All right, good Sunday morning to not Facebook, YouTube. I don't jive fool with Facebook like that no more. You see, look, man. You see what I this. You see my idea. See, I decided to take a mask and show you what I was thinking about with my idea. And by the way, man, um, for the people that do support me, thank you so very much. Okay, I mean, I do have some people that are very supportive financially. Man, I appreciate it. Thank you, and I don't have to ask them for it. You know, that's the beauty. I don't even have to ask. You know, they'll just send it, man. Thank you. You know, I appreciate it. You know who you are, all right? And because I don't want to put nobody on the spot, and then somebody be trying to hit them up and get begging them and trying to get something out of them. So, yeah, I got some people that do support me financially in here. So thank you. And because I don't want nobody to be trying to use you, I ain't gonna be revealing your identity, cause you know how folk be. Uh, Listen, man, ain't no shortcuts doing it the right way. Let me say that again. See, this is what's jamming up a lot of these young kids because they trying to get it in a hurry. They trying to get it any way they can and as fast as they can. And when they do that, they circumvent the process. You know, and when you out here on this road called right, the minute you circumvent the process could be the very moment you miss your blessing because you didn't have the patience to stay on doing it the right way. You didn't have the patience to still walk in your integrity. You see, this is the problem. A lot of people don't have the patience, man, and we got to be understanding of that. You know, we got to. Wait a minute, hold on. I don't like this. Let me go back to this. Yeah, I like this better. I like this better. Anyway, so we gotta have some patience to allow manifestations to materialize in our life. You know, I mean, see, a lot of folk are under the false assumption that they can speak it and immediately see it. And they don't have that kind of faith. They don't have that kind of power. You know, so in the process they get discouraged. You know, they get despondent because it's not working the way they think it should work. You know, you can't come out here and be deceiving, cheating, lying, deception to try to get ahead. And once you get there, you still got to keep looking over your shoulder. So that's the thing about when you start taking shortcuts and when you start circumventing the process, man, you got to start looking over your shoulder. You know, to see what's going on boxing, to see what who's coming behind you. You got to cover your tracks. See, the one thing I don't think people constantly realize, man, when you get out here and you start weaving a web of lies, you got to spend more time focus on covering your tracks than you do where you going. You can't plot out where you gonna go when you constantly looking behind you because you scared somebody might walk up on you because of what you doing or what you might be saying. See, that's how people get caught. You see, because you can't do both. See, you can't be proactive, which is looking ahead of you, and be reactive at the same time. You can't do both. You're gonna have to do one or the other. And you find most people are reactive. Listen, this situation with John Morant. See, that's a conversation that needs to be had in the black community. Why all of our young men got to have guns? I mean, think about that for 1 minute. Why in the black community every young black man got to be carrying a gun? And it ain't for the popo either. You know, it ain't for the police. It's for somebody that look just like them. You see, and ask yourself, man, here's a kid making millions of dollars. What is he angry about? And how come his dad ain't stepped up and said nothing? You mean tell me his father didn't see that? His father don't know nothing? His father don't have nothing to say? His father be courtside, you know, when times were good. You know, he run around talking about he's Usher's twin. You see, so you was around when shit was going good. How come you ain't said nothing now? Because this is a conversation we need to have in the black community. You know, I mean, why is it that athletes and entertainers don't feel safe in the black community? I mean, think about that for 1 minute. You know, how come these black athletes and these black entertainers, why they all got to have security when they come in the black community? See, we ain't talking about that. We not addressing that issue. See, we want and that boy gonna be all right. Cause America loves a redemption tour, especially when it's a black man. See, and they're gonna put him on a redemption tour, and he's not gonna be he castrated himself. Let me say that again. John Morant castrated himself. He done cut his own nuts off with that stupid move he did, because he can't say nothing now. See, because they know he got all them cars and them big houses. That's expenses. And they going to hold them expenses over his head. Now, Negro, if you get out of line, you're going to lose all of this. See, now your pride done kicked in. See, now that you done seen how stupid you were and how close you are to losing everything, see, now you're going to come to your senses. But why did it have to get to this point? See, that's what I be trying to tell y'all. See, ain't no shortcuts, man. You know, you can't get out here and do what you want to do and how you want to do it and think it's going to be okay. See, some of the same Christians run around here talking about this young man doing God the same way. See, for them, that gun is fornication, adultery. See, you got some Christians holding that same gun up, but they don't see it that way. But see, they can look at this guy and they can criticize this guy. But what's the gun in your hand? You know, what's the gun in your hand? And everybody got one in their hand, buddy. Let me say that again. I don't care who you are. You got something in your hand that's a sin. And if you tell me I'm lying, then that means you perfect. And ain't no perfect people in the world. So everybody got some kind of sin in their hand. And that gun for him was a sin. That's all that was a sin. And look how many sinners are throwing stones at this cat, man. They throwing stones at this kid. And they sinners. You know, committing adultery, fornication, same-sex marriage. And you got the nerve to talk about this kid. But you won't talk about that gun in your hand. See, and let me tell you, I keep telling y'all. Hey, Everett, man, listen. Thank you, brother. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thank you, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. Thank you. But again, man, like I said, I have a lot of supporters. And because I don't want people to be trying to hit up my supporters on the sly with some sob story. That's how come I don't be announcing people that be helping me. But man, I appreciate everybody that make a contribution to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I don't call your name because I don't want people to be trying to hound you. Because folk come up here with all kinds of different agendas, man. See, that's another thing. See, if you're going to do it the right way, you can't have no agenda, man. You know, when you're trying to do it the right way, you can't have no agenda. You can't have no plan B when you're trying to do it the right way. You know, you ain't going to try to circumvent the process when you're trying to do it the right way. See, that's what people don't have the patience for. Everybody want this stuff just like this right here, and it ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen for you. Like you haven't worked yourself into that position to be able to say something, man, and immediately you see it as a result. Because we do know it can happen. See, Jesus was the example. That was the example. So we know it's possible. But you have to be walking in a certain lifestyle. You can't be living how you want to live, doing what you want to do. See, that's taking a shortcut. And think you still gonna get. I keep telling y'all, man. See, a lot of preachers are telling you that God will listen to you as a sinner. That's why a lot of so-called Christians are still stuck in their sin, because they think because their name is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, God is going to listen to them. And that's not true, because he tell you he will mark you when he keep trying to discipline you, to correct you, to guide you, and you don't want nothing to do with that. When your terror comes, I ain't gonna have nothing to do with you. That's how straight to the matter God is. I tried to reach you, I tried to help you, I tried to guide you. You ain't want to have nothing to do with that. Now when your terror comes, don't call me. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. And you're going to look for me and you ain't going to find me. Oh, truth conductor. Then go to Proverbs 1. Read Proverbs chapter 1 if you think I'm lying. And I keep telling y'all, And see, and there are many more. There are many more examples of, man, when your terror comes. Take the girl. Take the girl. Let me give you an example. Down in Kentucky, Breonna Taylor. You think when them cops were shooting up her house, she wasn't praying? I mean, think about that for a minute. You think for 1 minute she wasn't praying when they were shooting up her house? You don't think she didn't call on God? And look, she got her boyfriend in there with her. She got her boyfriend right in there with her. You don't think God tried to tell her, hey, listen, that ain't good for you. Get away from that relationship. You don't think God tried to tell her that? You don't think God tried to warn her this ain't good for you? I mean, think about it, man. And now all of a sudden all these bullets are flying. You don't think at some moment she didn't call, oh God, please? I mean, think about it. Okay? Think about it, man. And God didn't answer her prayers. Why? She landed up in there with her boyfriend. They weren't married. Nicole say, so why do these things happen to innocent children? Somebody got to pay for the sins of the fathers and the forefathers. That child might be, but generational curses. Generational curses are passed down to even the third, fourth generation. See, that's what a lot of people don't want to realize. See, they just looking at the kid. But you got to look what's before the kid. You see, and maybe you had some grandparents or some parents that ignored that very same situation in their time, and it happened to one of theirs. That's usually when you see stuff like that. Well. Okay, so let me put it to you this way. Let me say it this way. Okay, I can do it even better. I can do it even better. I do it even better. This is the 91st Psalm. He who dwells in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver you from the snare of the fowler and from the perilous pestilence. He shall cover you with His feathers. Under His wings you shall take refuge. His truth shall be your shield and buckler. You shall not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day, nor for the pestilence that walks in darkness, nor for the destruction that lays waste at noonday. You see, believers, true believers, okay. See, Nicole, this is what you got to realize. God gave you the ability to be able to choose between good and evil. God gave you that choice. See, and when you put the 10 Commandments out, all that is just a guide. That's just some instructions. Okay? All the 10 Commandments is some instructions. And a lot of people don't go through life following instructions. Doesn't make the Bible wrong because people don't know how to follow instructions. You have that choice, okay, to whether you're going to be a good person or a bad person. That's your choice. The lifestyle you choose to live, that's your choice. That's you choosing that. You making that decision. And saying a lot of times we want to put on somebody else the responsibility of the decisions we've made. Okay? So when you look at a situation, you can't just look at it in its isolated term. Like, what about this kid? You don't know what's on that bloodline. You don't know what that kid's foreparents did before them. You don't know. You have no idea. Spirit knows, but you don't. Okay? And see, and a lot of times, man, we have to, when you walk in this righteous lifestyle, man, you have to be looking at things. You have to be looking for signs. You have to be looking for warnings. You know, the least little blip gets your attention. Because when you're walking on this path of faith and believing God, you don't know which way you're going. All you doing is following directions. And a lot of times when you're going the wrong way, God will send you a message. Get off this path. Go this way. This is why people need to stop bitching and complaining when they run into a traffic jam. See, they just want to get where they're going. And God could be slowing you down, man. So whatever danger is ahead of you can get off your path. But if you stay on the current path you're on, you're gonna meet this danger. You see, a lot of times what we think is an inconvenience can actually be life-saving for us. But because we want to get there in a hurry, because we don't care how we get there, we'll take a shortcut. See, and you'll end up, when you start taking shortcuts, you'll end up just like George Santos from New York, the congressperson from New York. Took some shortcuts, man. Because he didn't think nobody was, and that's what you, thank you. See, when you think ain't nobody paying attention, that's when you're going to take shortcut. When you think ain't nobody watching. That's when you're going to start doing some dumb shit. When you think ain't nobody watching, ain't nobody paying attention. See, then you're going to start taking a chance. And you get away with it one time, oh, you good to go. You're going to try it again. See, now it becomes an adrenaline rush. You see, how long are you going to be able to get away with it? You see, a lot of people know what they're doing is wrong, man. A lot of people know they're doing wrong. But they just get so caught up to after a while, man, they be trying to let me just see how far I'm going to be, how long am I going to be able to get away with this? How long am I going to be able to keep still doing this? And so it becomes now you covering your tracks. See, when you start taking shortcuts, man, you got to cover your tracks. When you start taking shortcuts, you got to cover your tracks. It's just that simple. And a lot of people don't realize that. And a lot of people don't expect that. That's why they keep getting jammed up. Because they ain't paying attention. See, they just going by willy-nilly, doing shit, thinking ain't nobody paying attention. Man, it ain't too much you can do today with the technology that we have that somebody don't know something. Ain't too much you can do that somebody don't know. With the technology that we have today, ain't too much you can do out here. You ain't got no privacy. You think you got some privacy, but you ain't got no privacy. You're every moment somebody listening. And even, and if it ain't a person, it's one of them. Okay? Yeah. See, I'm glad you brought that up. See, the narrow way is uncomfortable. See, the easy way is wide. You know, you got all kind of room on the easy way. But the narrow way, you ain't got room to play, man. You ain't gonna be comfortable. You know, you're gonna be crowded when you on the narrow path. See, you got to watch your step when you on a narrow path. You don't have to watch your step when you out in the wide open. But when you on that narrow path, man, you got to watch every step you take. And see, and that's the difference. And a lot of people want to do 100-yard sprint on a narrow path. And it ain't gonna work. Because you gotta pay attention to where you're going. See, let me give you this example. See, it's one thing to be walking and looking down and looking back up. See, that's one way. When you on the narrow path, see, you watching your step. You know, you watching, you looking where you stepping. But when you're taking a shortcut, see, you're doing that. See, you taking a step while you doing this. See, you looking behind you, and taking a step, and you don't know what. See, the Bible say, wicked man don't know what make him stumble, because he too busy looking behind himself, too busy covering his tracks. So they're gonna stumble and fall. But when you walking in your integrity, man, you can look down and look back up, and your way is clear and your way is safe. And because you in your integrity, because you in your righteousness, God got your back. God got your back. You ain't got to worry about what's behind you. And see, and that's the beauty, man, that a lot of people don't appreciate. Man, when you walking in your integrity, God got your back, man. God got your back. You ain't got to worry about nothing. You ain't got to be sudden fear, all of that. You ain't got to, that don't faze you. Because God got your back. And he ain't going to put you in harm's way. See, so get back to Nicole. You know, about the thing with children. See, you don't know what kind of warnings was given that they didn't heed. See, you don't see it here again. See, there's a lot of missed opportunities, man. Because we do get warnings that we don't heed. Because and to show you how I'm telling, because here's gonna be your response. Something told me, and you didn't listen. See, when you find out the reality, the first thing I'm like, man, something told me to do this, but you didn't listen. You don't know that death could be a form of karma. Wow. Then you don't believe in the Bible. Then you don't believe in the Bible. And all the Bible is, Nicole, is just a blueprint for a lifestyle. That's all it is. It's just a blueprint for your lifestyle, how you should live. That's all that is. That's all it is. And if you don't think death can be a result of karma, so so you don't think God can have an impact on even King James writing the Bible? You think God can't get his word because man wrote the Bible? And the Bible say God can turn his heart any way he want to. Okay? You're spiritual, not too much religious. What does that mean? What does that, when you say you're spiritual, what does that mean? What does that mean to say you're spiritual? Because everything has a meaning. And you got a lot of people running around here saying there's something. No, I'm serious. What does being spiritual mean? Because a lot of people throw that term around, but what does it mean? How are you when you're spiritual? Do you compromise when you're spiritual? I mean, what's the difference? I'm not trying to put you on the spot, Nicole. So I hope you don't feel embarrassed or anything. Okay? But let me address it. Let me address it. Okay. But see, church doctrine ain't got nothing to do with religious or spiritual. See, that's a whole different subject right there. Church doctrine ain't got nothing to do with that. Okay? I mean, forget the church doctrine. Church doctrine can't help you. Church doctrine, it might not even be the word of God. So that's what you got to realize when you start. Those are man's rules. When you start talking about church doctrine, we talking about God's rules. How God say do things. And that's what people get mixed up, man. They wanna compare what the church is doing to what God say do. And the two ain't they're not possible. All right. So listen, man. I'm getting ready to go down to the White House again today. I'll be back out there. I'm going back. I'm going back again today, and because I think I'm on to something. I think I'm on to something, um, and I think I'm close. I think I'm real close. Whatever this is, I'm close to it. Well, David, um, um, when you start dealing with people like that, Man, you have to look at their track record, man. And see, most folk only deal with what people are telling them here and now. They don't want to do no research. You know, you can Google Truth Conductor and put it on images and see who I am. You know how many people don't want to Google Truth Conductor and will come up and say, "What's Truth Conductor all about?" But you won't Google it. I can tell you anything you want to hear. But if you Google it, you can find out what you want to know. See, I'm not censoring the information that I give you because you're getting it straight from the horse's mouth. You see, and this is why it's not good to be asking people, do they believe in Jesus? Just watch them. If you don't see Jesus, you got the answer. You see. See the reason a lot of people struggle with deception, with deceit, is because they don't know how to be honest themselves. That's why it confuses them. That's why I can get over them, because they don't know how to be honest themselves. So consequently, they can't recognize it. Man, when you're honest with yourself, when you're truthful with yourself, and some joker come up trying to run again, man, you're going to sense that thing, man. You're going to feel it. You'll be uneasy. And see, and a lot of us don't want to take heed to what we be sensing and what we be feeling. Because we'll let somebody tell, "Oh, you ain't got the education for that. You ain't qualified to do that." But you are qualified because you walk in your righteousness, because you walk into your integrity. See, when you walk in your integrity and you walk in your righteousness, that don't say you have to have a college degree. That don't say you have to be educated. For you walk in your righteousness and you walk in your integrity, ain't got nothing to do with no degree. See, ain't got nothing to do with your education. When you walk in your righteousness, and that alone will give you some protection. That alone will give you an edge. See, that's what I don't think people really have comprehended, is the edge that they get. What do you mean, True Conductor? Man, because when bad things start happening to you, man, you always get favor. When you walking in your integrity, when you walking in your righteousness, when bad things do happen, man, God will send you angels to help you out and won't charge you a dime. You see, the devil thought he had you disgraced, but God will send you an angel. I know some of y'all done had, just when you needed it, somebody showed up. See, you ever had one of them prayers, man, when you said, "Lord, please," and just like that, it's the prayer's answered. See, that happens, man. But if you live any kind of way you want to live, doing whatever you want to do, how you want to do it, with who you want to do it with. What's going on, Luna? Then you ain't got nothing coming. You see what I'm saying? You see? But you don't believe in karma. But you don't believe in karma. See, it just happened to you just that quick. Just that quick. Man, let me tell you, listen. Y'all know I ain't seen my wife in 4 years. And I'm just getting this revelation uh, about having what I say, okay? And I'm telling y'all, man, I'm decreeing I got more money than I'll ever need, that I walk in divine health, I walk in divine wealth. Every bit, wow. Um, uh, man, may God give you hundredfold return, man. May God give you a hundredfold return, okay? A hundredfold. Not 30, not 60, but a hundredfold return. I pray that God give you. All right? Um, well, I just got through. Something threw me off there for a minute. But God is good, man. God is good. God is good. I'm telling you, God is good. All right? And if you just sit back and let him work, man, you'll be amazed. You'll be absolutely amazed. Okay? I'm telling you, you'll be absolutely y'all, I'm a living witness, man, from the goodness of God. Only by the goodness of God that I landed in a hotel after I got evicted. Only by the grace of God, man, that I'm still here. That's only the grace of God. Ain't by my will, man. This is the will of God that I be able to do this. And I don't know what he's up to, but I'm sure I want to find out. And I'm going to stay in my integrity until I do find out. Oh, this is what I was saying, to y'all. See, if I can have what I say, man, I have more money than I ever need. I walk in divine health. I walk in divine wealth. And man, my wife is the best sex I ever had in my life. That's my confession. See, God told me I can have what I say. Man, my wife is the best sex I done had in my life. That's my decree, buddy. That's my decree. Yeah, my wife is the best sex I done had in my life. Okay? All right? Well, see, Luna, here's the first transition you gotta make. You ain't homeless. You're in transition. See, get that homeless word out your mouth. You're in transition. You ain't homeless. You're in transition. You're homeless when you're on the street. If you're in a hotel, you're in transition. Okay? It's just that simple. You see, and that's what you got to realize. It's what you're saying, man. Because you holding on. That's the spiritual. See, this is what I'm learning, y'all. This is what I've learned in the process of going through what I've been going through. Man, it's all about your mindset and what you be feeling. Man, if you're feeling depressed, rejected, discouraged, that's what you're gonna get. You know, I used to go to this church and they would say, you know, faith ain't about what you feel. Biggest lie from the pit of hell. Faith is about everything about you feel. Because if you don't feel successful, if you don't feel like you're wealthy, if you don't feel healthy, you ain't gonna get none of that. I don't care how much you confess it. See, you can be confessing stuff and be afraid and be in fear. This is how your confessions don't work, because you're making them out of fear. All right? All right? See, this is what I've learned. Whatever confessions you making, man, you got to make that out of your confidence. You got to make that, you can't make that out of fear. Because when you make it out of fear, it's going to negate whatever you saying you believe in God for. Okay? See, this is a good example, y'all. When I be telling you, when you walk in your integrity, see, you ain't got to go back and cover. Uh, you ain't got to go back and cover your tracks when you're in your integrity. See, when you're lying and you're cheating and you're deceiving, see, now you got to go back and justify some stuff. Now you got to go back and change some stuff. And see, now people done lost confidence in you, because they can see they can't believe what you're saying. You know, and that's just the way it is now. Man, say what you mean what you say. Walk in your integrity. Walk in your righteousness. And when you walk in your righteousness, all that means is, man, you ain't harmful. You help somebody. You ain't trying to deceive nobody. You ain't trying to cheat nobody. When you walk in your righteousness, man. That's all that means. Don't mean you perfect. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to get mad. You're going to cuss. You're going to sin when you walk in your righteousness. But see, when you sin, when you walk in your righteousness, you can ask God, please forgive me, and he will hear you. You see, that's the difference. See, a lot of people trying to live like they want to live and how they want to live, and think God's still going to listen to them. Think God's still going to answer them. And that ain't the case. And a lot of Christians like that, man. And matter of fact, in church right now, okay? In church right now, thinking God going to listen to them. You know, because they go to church every Sunday. And God say, put that alcohol down, man. Stop cheating on your wife. Stop cheating on your husband. You know, telling you, stop laying up. Stop that. And saying when you need him, you can call on him and he'll be there. Okay? All right? Anyway, headed to the White House, y'all. I see y'all later.